Hi, this is Hunter with Tortoise and Hare, and today we're going to be talking about building out a Resonate section for a Presto landing page. So if you haven't familiarized yourself with the Presto landing page framework, definitely check that out on our blog first. And today we're going to be diving into that specific Resonate section of the Presto landing page framework. So let's hop right in. So once a prospect has already landed on your website and kind of hit the initial hero and landing page experience, and they haven't bounced, kind of the next step to stick the landing as far as keeping them engaged is to really build some rapport or show them that you understand their problems. And that's kind of what the idea and the theory is behind the Resonate section is. We've already demonstrated that that they're in the right place. We've kind of give them a visual hook with the pains, area, and now we want to kind of strengthen that initial interest that we've gotten from them by demonstrating that we know their problems, and that's kind of where the Resonate section comes in. So let's pop over to the screen share and just kind of look at a couple of examples. One of the ways that you can kind of do the Resonate section, and this is one of the least defined ones of the Presto framework, but I find myself including some challenging questions in almost every kind of Resonate section of a landing page that I build. Asking incisive questions is a good way to kind of demonstrate that you understand the problems that they're facing. So this is something that's really hard to formalize or systemize, because it's something that's going to be really contextual to every landing page. But one of the elements that I would really encourage you to think about including in a Resonate section is the kind of incisive questions. Asking them, are you running a technology business that's locally focused and needs to provide on-site technology supports to customers within a radius of your business? So this is a landing page that's designed to attract MSPs. So it's not an MSP landing page, but it was a good example of looking at some of the questions you might ask somebody to demonstrate and build rapport with them. So that's kind of the first example. Another kind of good example on how to do kind of a Resonate section is to share some statistics that are compelling. And I find myself doing this on not every page, but certainly on several pages. And there's a kind of a difference between sharing statistics as far as so for instance, when we've crossed down to here, we're in the education section. These statistics are really trying to strengthen rapport and kind of get them on the hook for them to even listen to your pitch. Because we're on we've done our pain section, we've gotten their initial attention, prevented them from bouncing. Because if you don't have the right pain section, they will insta bounce. And now that we're gone down the scroll a little bit, they're not at the hero section anymore, and they're actually consuming the content. And people will read the content. It's not going to be everybody, but there are definitely people who shop more thoughtfully and purposefully and have 3 to 5 minute or longer browsing sessions where they're going to go through this copy line by line and actually read it. So you don't want to just phone it in on the copy down here. I have this conversation with a lot of my MSP customers. The words on the page do matter. We're trying to get them on the hook for interest in their problem. So we're doing a little bit of FUD here with kind of fear, uncertainty, and doubt sort of language. But then we're also, sharing some statistics here that are, kind of augmenting the awareness of the problem. And we need to like kind of warm them up a little bit before we can actually start telling them what we do to help them solve their problem. We still need to demonstrate that we understand their problem and understand their pain. This is kind of another resonating section. If you're bringing on an IT consultant, there's going to be some form of problem that you need to eliminate barriers to scalability or increase profitability or improve processes in some way. So if you look throughout the copy here, we've got some of those incisive questions. Have unexpected IT failures ever disrupted your business operations or led to lost revenue? Do you worry about security threats but don't have the time or expertise to address them? Again, this resonate section is kind of like an intermediary between our initial landing experience and before we actually start telling them what we do to solve their problems. So in this stage, we're still trying to build rapport and demonstrate that we, kind of understand their problems. Does your current network infrastructure feel like it's holding your business back? It talks about weak security and downtime, slow response times, how those can, drag down even the most efficient teams. Can your business afford to wait for the next network outage? That's a good question. What is your risk tolerance? So again, I don't have a specific formula for the resonate section, but the main outcome of the resonate section is when writing the copy, you want to demonstrate that you understand their problems. You want to ask incisive questions, and kind of also position your business as the solution. So always try to work in the brand name with a little bit of language like this. At Control Alt Delete, we believe your network should work for you, not against you. We don't want to get too salesy here, but we just want to, again, demonstrate our understanding of the problems, ask some good questions, and just a little hint of planting a seed that the brand that you're promoting is a potential solution for their problems. And then that kind of gets them to the state where they're thinking how do you actually do that? And that's where the education section of the page starts to come in, and that's what we'll cover in our next video. But before that, we'll do a quick demo of how to build the Resonate copy in an AI model. Alright, so we're gonna come over here to our Resonate section, and if you looked at the pain video that we had, we did a little demo here where we are looking through a managed IT support page for a Winnipeg based business, and we already kind of ironed out a pain headline and sub-headline. So managed IT services that solve problems before they disrupt your day. Subheadline: prevent outages and protect profits with proactive IT management. This is probably something we'd want to expand upon a little bit, but just setting the context here. So we're moving on to the Resonate section and kind of want to continue kind of building on that narrative of a proactive IT management approach. And ChatGPT here has used our kind of AI model to generate 20 ideas. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on this for a video, but we just want to kind of look through these and see if one of these kind of jumps out at us. So how much time has your team lost this year waiting for IT to get fixed? Every minute spent battling downtime is a minute spent not serving clients and growing your business. Not too bad. Are you confident your systems could withstand a cyber attack today? This one is too security focused for a managed IT page, so we're going to skip that one. Do you know what your IT will look like in 6 months? I already don't like that. Seems a little strange. Also, this one's a little bit too network focused. What happened if your network went down for an entire day? Since this is an IT focused page, we want to see if we can kind of maybe stay more focused on IT language. So how often does IT slow you down instead of helping you move forward? Take Technology should be your competitive advantage, not a constant sort of source of stress. So I don't actually love this one, but just for the sake of brevity, we're gonna like kind of go with option 5 here and see if we can like tweak it, you know, to get a serviceable resonate sort of like paragraph out. So I'm just gonna say go with option 5 here and expand upon it. Okay, this is actually not too bad. Let's just do a couple of tweaks here. Say no M dashes and try to subtly promote the brand name near the end of the section. Okay, so this is not too bad. I mean, like I said, we could refine this further and make something a little bit better than this, but it kind of fits with our narrative of you know, going with a more proactive IT approach. You know, helps you, has a little bit of an incisive question, build a little bit of rapport, demonstrates understanding of problems with slow systems, frequent glitches, unexpected downtime, chipping away at productivity. You know, stays focused on more business owner-y type problems. You know, because we want to, you know, deadline slipping. You know, that's a more tangible thing that a business owner can grasp rather than, you know, system downtime and stuff like that. So it's and costs that quietly drain your revenue. Again, business owner-y focus. So that's good. And then we've positioned the brand name as a potential solution. So this would be like a halfway decent resonate paragraph. So hopefully that helps and kind of helps give you a little bit of a formula for what you can do to build your own resonate paragraphs. All right, thanks. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. Again, the resonate thing is something that really just requires a good understanding of like talking to your customers and your prospects and knowing what their problems are, and then just trying to work that language into that kind of like first paragraph and section right under the, you know, opener above, like kind of right below the fold, to help them like, you know, get on the hook and build rapport with them and warm them up a little bit before you really start giving them your sales pitch and like telling them what you do to solve their problems. Again, we still need to demonstrate understanding of the problems, and a few of the key ingredients to doing that are asking incisive questions, you know, showing them that you know their problems by giving them a little language about examples of the problems, and trying to use their language, and then subtly promoting the brand name and positioning it as a solution to the problems that you've already demonstrated that you know you understand. So again, this helps warm them up, build a little bit of rapport, and helps start to build the privilege for you to actually tell them more about what you can do to solve their problems. So again, that's like the underlying goal of the resonate section and is more of a transitional element on the page. Hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'm Hunter Nelson with Tortoise and Hare Software, and thanks for watching.